Welcome to the Money Bias Lab. Today's experiment, the Scarcity Effect. You see a countdown, 10 minutes left, only 3 items remaining. Price goes up at midnight. And suddenly, you are not thinking clearly anymore. Not because the product changed, because time did. And what the lab found is disturbing. When something feels like it is disappearing, the brain stops asking, "Is this worth it?" and starts asking, "Can I afford to lose it?" That is where the experiment begins.
You have seen this before. A flashing timer on a checkout page, a limited stock badge under a pair of shoes, a travel site warning that 5 other people are viewing the same room, a course enrollment page promising the price will double by tomorrow, a food app offering a discount that expires in 12 minutes. It all feels small, harmless, normal. But the lab found that the moment urgency enters the frame, value starts leaving it. And if that sounds exaggerated, watch what happens next. Scarcity does not simply make things look rare. It makes them look important. That is the trap. The brain confuses limited access with higher value. It confuses disappearing time with better opportunity. It confuses pressure with clarity. So, people do not buy because something is good. They buy because they are afraid they will not get another chance. And that would already be dangerous enough. But the mechanism goes deeper than that.
The lab found that scarcity hijacks attention. Under normal conditions, you compare, you pause, you ask whether the product fits your life, your budget, your priorities. Under scarcity, the mind narrows. You stop evaluating the product, you start tracking the countdown. You stop asking whether you needed it this week. You start imagining how stupid you will feel tomorrow if it is gone. This is why people buy things they never planned to buy during flash sales, why they rush into subscriptions on the last day, why they book upgrades, bundles, warranties, and exclusive offers they would have ignored under calm conditions. Scarcity does not improve the decision. It removes the air around it. And once the air is gone, the next thing to disappear is judgment.
Here is what makes the scarcity effect so expensive. It does not feel like manipulation. It feels like realism. It feels responsible to act before the price rises. It feels smart to secure the deal before it disappears. It feels disciplined to move quickly while others hesitate. But that feeling is exactly what makes the bias work. The most dangerous financial bias is not the one that feels like confusion. It is the one that feels like urgency. Because urgency gives bad decisions a costume. It dresses impulse as intelligence. It dresses fear as decisiveness. It dresses emotional pressure as rational action. You are not buying the jacket. You are buying relief. You are not buying the course. You are buying the feeling that you did not miss your moment. You are not buying the upgrade. You are buying escape from the anxiety of losing access. And the system knows that. That is why modern selling does not just present products. It engineers disappearing windows. But there is one layer even more disturbing. The scarcity is often not real at all. That is the part most people never stop to examine. The countdown resets. The last chance returns next week. The only 3 left message appears again on another device. The exclusive offer comes back in a new email with a different deadline. The lab's conclusion is uncomfortable. In many cases, you are not reacting to rarity. You are reacting to choreography, a staged sense of disappearance. And once you see that, 3 interventions become essential. First, never make a financial decision at the speed of the seller. Second, when urgency appears, write down one sentence. Would I still want this if there were no timer attached? Third, treat countdowns as signals to pause, not signals to act.
Because when pressure enters, your job is not to move faster. It is to widen the frame again. And that brings us to the real cost of scarcity.
The real cost is not the money you lose in one rushed purchase. It is the decision pattern you train. Every time artificial urgency speeds you up, you teach your brain that pressure deserves obedience. That is how people build financial lives around reaction instead of intention, not through one catastrophic mistake. Through dozens of small moments where urgency was allowed to think for them. That is what the scarcity effect really is. Not a sales tactic, a transfer of control. From your priorities to someone else's timer. And once you see that, you start noticing it everywhere. In carts, in emails, in booking pages, in today-only banners. In every situation where fear of missing out tries to impersonate wisdom. That is what this lab is for. So now I want to know, what is the last thing you bought too quickly because it felt like the chance would disappear?